Hey guys, it's Maddie and welcome back to my channel. We are going to spend the week together. We're going to do a weekly vlog, and to start this off, I am actually headed to a baby shower shortly, but I wanted to show you the gift basket I made. We are doing like a meal prep for the moms as well as like a baby gift. So I made a little basket to make breakfast sandwiches. I just wrapped little smokies, this is the bag, in bacon and then top with a ton of brown sugar. Bake at 450 for about 25 to 30 minutes. I just left a baby shower for my two friends. They are due within the next few weeks, like they're due a couple weeks apart. So we just had a joint shower for the two of them and it was so sweet. It was really nice seeing everyone and just getting together. But now I have to work. It's about 5 after 4. I'm a little bit early, so I'm just chilling, hanging out until I have to go in. But it was really good to see all my friends. That's what I made. There's a clip before this. Little bacon wrapped smoky wieners. They're so good. They're just they're very sweet, covered in brown sugar, and so easy just to like whip up and to have on hand. Hi, could I have a Dutchie and a sour cream donut and a medium coffee with 1 cream?
Yep, anything else?
Nope, that's everything.
Or that.
Thank you. I came to the next town over to get gas, and Dustin worked nights last night. He pushed snow, so I thought I would also stop at Tim Hortons and get him a coffee and a donut. And I also got the sour cream donut for myself, but I figured it would be nice just to give him a little treat. I hope you can hear me okay, but we are going book shopping. I'm so excited. There's this lady who lives like 15 minutes from me, and she has this like converted barn to a little bookstore, and there are shelves upon shelves of books. I hope I can get a couple clips inside. I don't know, it's like by appointment only, but the books are like $1 to $2 or fill your own bag for $5. So I'm very interested to see what I can find there and what types of books she has. I don't have like super high expectations, but you never know. So fingers crossed we find some treasures. I don't have anything like super specific I'm looking for because again, it's used books. I don't know what's gonna be there, but I'm excited to go and see and just see what I can find. It's like a little scavenger treasure hunt. I'm home from book shopping and I got these 5 books for $6. What a steal. I don't really know too much about them. The first one is Among the Missing by Morrig Joss. The second book I got is by Joyce Maynard and it is After Her. The next book is A Child Called It by Dave Pelzer. And I can't remember if I've seen this book or if it's like a movie now. I think it might be a movie that recently came to Canadian Netflix, but it's literally about a little boy who gets abused by his mother, and she like dehumanizes him until the point of just calling him it, not even like a boy or a child. He is referred to as it. The next is Beautiful Secret by Christina Lauren. She also wrote Love in Other Words, and I read Beautiful Stranger by her. I can't remember if I still have that book or if I got rid of it, but I'm excited to read this one. Final book is 5 Wives by Joan Thomas, and this is about a group of missionaries that go to Ecuador in hopes of converting the people to Christianity, and the husbands are all murdered, and it leaves the 5 wives with their children to fend for themselves. There was not, like, there was a ton of books there, and I'm very happy with the ones that I found. It was like, there's a lot of books there and a lot to go through, so it did take some time. I think I was in there for like half an hour, almost 40 minutes, just like kind of going through and browsing all of the books, trying to find ones that like I recognized or that sounded interesting. So it was a lot to sift through, but I'm happy. For $6, 5 books, cannot complain. I'm gonna head out in a few minutes to take the puppies for a walk. I can say the word because they're outside, so I don't have to worry about them getting too excited. But I wanted to chat about being on a budget and like working out and exercising, because I think the fitness industry can be a big black hole for spending money, especially on like gym memberships, supplements, workout clothes, things like that. While I'm budgeting or being more like financially conscious, cutting out my gym membership was something I wanted to do to save money, and also not buying supplements like protein powder, pre-workout, and things like that. So right now I'm taking advantage of like free things I can do to get exercise, being walking on the treadmill at home. I do have the luxury of having a treadmill at my house, but also taking the dogs for walks outside and just doing any movement that I can. I also love putting on dance workouts on the TV. There's this one YouTuber that I follow. I'll link her down below. I forget what her name is, but she posts amazing like Zumba dance workouts, and I love those. They get my heart rate up, but then also just using at-home things for like weights and doing a lot of body weight workouts. Like, you don't need the fancy things to get an effective workout in. So if you are feeling like you need to spend the money to get a good workout, just kind of reevaluate what you have access to right now and what free things you can use. Even if it's not the fanciest, latest, newest gadget, it will still be effective. And workout clothes and activewear, that is like very expensive. Like all the Gymshark, the Athletica, Lululemon. Like, I usually just work out in whatever sports bra I can find, and to be honest, mine are pretty old, but like they still work. And then just random shorts that I have and like a t-shirt. It's really nothing fancy. I'm also only working out at my house, so I don't have to be like very conscious of what I'm wearing, like as if I'm going to see people out in public. But even if you are, I truly don't think anybody cares what you're wearing. Like, nobody really knows what name brand it is unless it's like sprawled across you. But it's just, yeah. And like the supplements, that is another thing. Like, supplements are so expensive, and for an average person, I don't think you need to go all in. If you're being like doing bodybuilding and things like that, obviously that's going to be different for you. But myself, an average person, I take the Organica collagen, and I just get that at Costco. And I have another protein powder that I got from Dustin. Don't even remember what the name is, but that's really all I take, and my fish oil and magnesium. But I think you can kind of get caught up in the doing more than you need to, and sometimes I think things can get a little bit muddled and you're just doing it to do it because everyone else is. And I know I was that way, especially like buying all the pre-workout and the creatine and stuff like that. It just was a waste of money, honestly, and I didn't see much difference then than I do now, and it's just not a priority to spend that much money on my fitness, when I think just being consistent in what I'm doing is going to get more results than buying more products will ever get me. Just some food for thought, and wanted to put that out there because sometimes I compare myself to all the people I see on social media and how they work out and their nutrition routines and stuff like that, and I get the FOMO and wish that I had the money to spend on it, but I don't. So I'm going to make do with what I have, and it is sufficient enough. And just being appreciative of what I can do, like having a treadmill, and I also have like weighted bands and a few like little dumbbell weights and stuff. That is more than even necessary, I think, and I appreciate having that. And it also forces me to be very creative with what I do, and it's doing just fine. Does what I need it to do. It is so nice out here. The sun is shining. The dogs are happy. There's still snow, but it's like mild enough where it's not like cold and miserable out. In the summer, I grated and froze a bunch of zucchini, and just now I got around to baking some of it. So I used it in brownies this morning. These are them. They turned out so good. They're so fudgy and the frosting on them. So I'm just gonna wrap these in tinfoil and then place them in the freezer. I am a big drink girl. I always like to have some sort of drink on the go, and I'm trying to drink less coffee and less caffeinated beverages. So I picked up this tea, this herbal tea, Celestial Seasonings. It's the Bagels spice. I saw someone compare it to chai tea, and I don't think it tastes like chai tea at all. It's very cinnamon, but more sweet. I actually have one brewing right now. That was kind of hard. Cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, and cloves are caffeine-free interpretation of chai, but I like this more than chai tea, I think. Sometimes I feel like chai has a very like floral, fragrant aftertaste, and you don't get that with this one. So this is very good. I kind of wish it did have caffeine in it. I don't know if you can get a caffeinated version. I should look into it, but I just picked this up at Walmart and I really enjoy it. I just make mine with a little bit of milk and some maple syrup. The appearance, but I keep sleeping through my alarm. Like, it's 6:30 and I was meant to be up at 5:15, and I've been like got up 15 minutes ago. So I don't know what to do about that. But I can't let this keep happening because my day starts off late. Luckily, I have a pretty structured morning routine, so it doesn't throw me off too bad, but it's just like inconvenient starting my day an hour later than I planned. Anyways, let's get on the treadmill. I've just sat down and I'm going to start planning out some videos and just the end of the month for February and kind of getting into the beginning of March. But I wanted to talk about reading on a budget because I read a lot of books in a month, but I also am trying to do booktube on top of that. So keeping all my books straight is very hard, especially when I can't control when books come in from the library and when I'm going to have access to them. So keeping everything very organized is helpful. I can't just go out and buy a book when I want to. I don't have the funds or the financial ability to do that. So I really use my library. My library is great. It's huge. I have access to so many different books. And even if it's not the physical copy, I can usually get like an audio or the ebook version of it, which is still great and saves me a lot of money. But it's just being flexible in what I can read and thinking very far in advance of what books I want to film for what videos and when I want to have them. So it's kind of like trial and just a lot of luck and hope for the best, honestly, because the one book, First Fly Wins, I am like 30th on 2 copies, so it might be a while before I get it, but that's okay because I can always place holds on other books. And one of my tips is just as soon as you think of a book, place a hold on it because you never know when you're going to actually get it. So if you do it in advance, odds are hopefully your books will line up. But in my case, sometimes all of my books become available at once. So then I have like 6 books I need to read. And if my library doesn't have my book, I try to thrift it before buying brand new from like Indigo. So I'll check like Value Village, Facebook Marketplace, reach out to other friends, stuff like that before I pay full price. And if I do have to buy from Indigo, I try to wait for a sale as best I can. You can't always control it, but just keep an eye on sales. Indigo usually has quite a few sales going on. Like right now, I think it's like up to 30% off bestsellers. Or checking Book Outlet if you're in Canada. They have a whole bunch of discounted books. Like right now, I think a hardcover is like $8, and they have pretty good titles usually. But again, it's hit or miss with availability. Another thing that I'm budgeting is using what I have before I buy new. So for example, I really want a bullet journal to keep track of, and because I love my planner, this planner, but it doesn't have everything I want. So I think it's just easier if I make my own because then I can customize it. But I want to make sure I will keep up with it. So I have a whole bunch of these lined notebooks, which isn't ideal, but I want to use up these before I buy something new to save money and to make sure I actually will keep up with this habit and it's not just a phase I'm going through. So it's just being resourceful and creative with what you have and making it work and doing some compromising. I'm rereading The Book Thief, and I knew what happened because I Googled it, because this book was a struggle to get through, I'm not gonna lie. But it still made me cry. It's just so not fair. Rudy and Liesel deserved better. In honor of doing things on a budget, we're making bagels. I'm so excited. I've never made yeast bagels before. I'm getting this recipe off Pinterest, so we're gonna give it a go. It makes 12 donuts, 12 bagels. I've been kneading for like maybe 10 minutes and I'm so sore. But I wanted to resist the urge to add more water because this dough seemed super dry. I still have like 5 more minutes of kneading, but it's starting to come together. So if your dough is also dry, don't add water right away. See what it's like once you get it completely kneaded. Is it just me, or is Dolores a little too old to be wearing a skirt that short to a meeting? Yeah, when you're 70, you should not shop at Forever 21. But I don't think she was wearing underwear. Oh, I was sitting across from her. She wasn't. It looked like cotton candy down there. God, somebody should tell her. Yeah, how'd that go? Dolores, honey, lower the skirt or trim the witch broom. Absolutely no plans for a relationship with you, mommy. From the outside, they look really good, but I'm gonna cut one open, put it in the toaster. I have the other half of the batch finishing up in the oven, so then I'll be able to tell if these are cooked all the way through or if I need to cook them a little bit longer. They actually look pretty perfect on the inside. I might give them a few extra minutes, but I am so happy. Let's toast it, and then I'm probably gonna put cream cheese on mine. I have a blueberry cream cheese on one half and then regular cream cheese on the other. These are perfect. This is everything I wanted and so easy to make, and it made a ton of them, so definitely gonna keep this recipe handy.